When the World Trade Center came down, I saw something that no place on earth could have handled more beautifully, more humanely than New York. You had two 100... We rebuilt downtown Manhattan, and everybody in the world watched, and everybody in the world loved New York and loved New Yorkers, and I have to tell you, that was a very insulting statement that Ted made.
All right, of course, referring to what we talked about earlier, New York values. And joining us now on the Malzberg panel to further discuss this and much more from last night's debate is David Goodfriend, Goodfriend Government Affairs, Democratic strategist and former Deputy Staff Secretary to President Clinton. And in this corner, Jonathan Tobin, senior editor for Commentary Magazine. All right, let me start with you, because I assume both of you are offended by what Ted Cruz had to say. Here's how I look at it. First of all, he specifically was talking about social values of New York. New York is a rock-solid blue state, David, and it's always going to be a rock-solid blue state. He was also trying to appeal to the folks in Iowa, which I think he did, and of South Carolina, by the way. And by the way, don't we mock Washington, D.C. every day for every reason? Didn't they get hit on 9/11? Didn't they come together when the Pentagon was struck? Is it sacrilegious to say anything about Washington, D.C. because of it?
I don't think the issue is New York City at all. I think this was dog whistle code talk for an evangelical Christian to talk about those people, whoever they are, living there in New York. You know, the blacks, the Jews, the gays, them. That was the dog whistle subtextual message that Ted Cruz was conveying by saying New York values, New York City values. And I think it's going to play very, very well in South Carolina and in the South. And I think it's, not going to be as easy, I guess, for Ted Cruz to walk into another Wall Street fundraiser where his wife is a Wall Street banker. I mean, that might get a little awkward at times back home. But look, he conveyed his value statement very well, I thought, and put Donald Trump on the defensive. Now, Trump is an ultimate showman and came back by invoking 9/11, I think, very well. But I think the points were scored with evangelical voters in Iowa and throughout the South on Super Tuesday. I think Ted Cruz scored his points.
What about it, Jonathan?
You know, I don't know. I don't think it landed as well as Ted thought it would. I mean, it was kind of a poll-tested idea, sort of aimed at people who are who think of New York as the home of liberalism, as it is. Now, of course, on my birth certificate for place of birth, it does say New York, New York. But I'm one of the few conservatives that have come out of New York. Nevertheless, it came across as kind of a cheap shot, talking about he didn't really craft it as well as he wanted to. And it set Trump up for his best moment in all 6 debates. I mean, that's the amazing thing about this. Why? And it was totally unexpected, because earlier in the debate, Cruz had slammed down Trump on the whole birther thing. Cruz had a magnificent moment. He really left Trump speechless. But he set Trump up for this great comeback about 9/11, which really emphasized the fact that New York is a lot of people. It's not just the liberal media. It's not just the New York Times. It's not just Broadway. It is a lot of people, including the first responders on 9/11, and a lot of ordinary people who don't really fit that tag. And he just set Trump up for this amazing moment where he walked away winning the debate, as far as I'm concerned, because of that moment.
Trump absolutely had a great response, and what I think after he finished applauding Trump, what Cruz should have done was once again reiterate that I'm not talking about the good people of 9/11 and who came together. I'm talking about the political beliefs and the social beliefs and the social fabric. He didn't. No, but he did earlier say what he was talking about. All right, let's move beyond that. David, what about? I mean, who are the top 3? Is it down now in your view to Trump and Cruz and Rubio, or is anyone else there still have any kind of shot?
Yeah, I think so. The one wild card, in my view, is the amount of money that Bush still has at his disposal and that his supporters have through their independent super PACs. That money isn't going anywhere, and that gives him staying power. So, yes, I think the top 3 are, as you say, Trump, Cruz, and Rubio, and I would give the benefit of the doubt to Cruz, quite frankly, for the long term.
Really? Over Trump? You think he'll win Iowa, and then what?
I think as I just said, I think Cruz will out-Trump Trump in the South, because I think what Cruz was also telegraphing with that New York value statement is resentment towards the industrial North that still persists in the South, and those big Super Tuesday Southern primary voting states, I think, will be more inclined to go for Cruz.
I want you guys to hear something that took place on the undercard from Carly Fiorina. I think it was her opening statement or close to it. Here it is.
Political insider. I haven't spent my lifetime running for office. The truth is, I've had and been blessed by a lot of opportunities to do a lot of things in my life. And unlike another woman in this race, I actually love spending time with my husband.
With Jonathan. Go ahead, Jonathan.
I give Carly credit for saying something to get us noticing what was said at the kids' table. But it's kind of line that's going to help Donald Trump more than it's going to help her.
You mean going against Hillary? Yeah. All right. What about it, David?
Yeah, it's not going to do anything for her. Obviously, we're getting a package with her and Bill, and that's going to be an issue. I mean, nobody likes to talk about other people's marriages, and nobody knows what goes on behind
David, go ahead quickly.
It's obviously an issue.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead quickly. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's right. The Clintons have a great marriage, and you saw it evidenced in those photographs of the two of them pushing a stroller with Chelsea in New York City, the evil New York City, the other day.
All right.
I think what's going on here is
I got to go. I got to cut it. Thanks, guys. Webb Hubble's next. But first, we want to know who you think won the debate. Go to newsmaxpolls.com. That's newsmaxpolls.com. Vote now. We're coming right back.